there will be a smooth transition to a second Trump administration.
The Biden crime family steal this election. The media's covering it up.
Hamata ata ata raka deda baka sanda.
Ha 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 ha.
That was a hot mess inside a dumpster fire, inside a train wreck.
You're listening to Facts and Friends. Thanks for joining us for this completely professional, competent, and highly effective episode of the Facts and Friends podcast. My name is Tino, and with me as always this week is my friend and co-host. Most of you know him as the guy who played the empty podium in John Ossoff's debate prep sessions. It's Judson. Hello, Judson.
That's all I'm really qualified for, to be honest.
Right. You did a great job.
Thanks.
You make a very convincing podium.
I was wondering where you're going with that intro, and then I realized.
I noticed you started laughing.
You were saying like professional and all these words that clearly don't apply to us.
Or Rudy Giuliani.
or Rudy Giuliani.
You didn't hear that, did you?
Oh, yeah, no, we heard it.
Oh, oh gosh. How embarrassing.
I mean, for a normal person, it would be embarrassing, yes.
At least this is an audio-only podcast, so you can't see that my face is also leaking. Anyway, we are back.
He's not had a good month.
He has not had a good month.
We'll get that in a minute, though, I guess, right?
Yeah, we're gonna follow up on Giuliani in a few minutes. But just wanted to note that we are finally back after our week off. We missed you all. I hope you missed us. And we promise this is actually going to be a short show. Sometimes we say it and it's not, but this is going to be a short show because Judson and I are deep into preparations for our 2020 war on Christmas. I don't know if you saw this, Judson, but Tucker Carlson is already firing shots.
I did see that. I was very excited to see that.
At the brave Christmas warriors. I already have that audio all set. So we just have to take some time to make sure that we come at him and Christmas harder than ever. So
can you rephrase that, please?
We have to make sure we come on him and Christmas
no,
harder.
That's worse.
Okay. All right. Anyway, look for that on next week's show. Should be a big, spectacular war. I'm working on a new intro for it and everything. It's going to be very exciting. This year is the year we take Christmas down, Judson.
It's had it coming for a long time.
It has.
Let's be honest.
And thank goodness the pharmaceutical companies and the Chinese unleashed COVID.
Wait, what?
It was the long-term plan to actually bring down Christmas.
So this was a communist plot to sink capitalism?
Well, communists and liberals. Sorry, same thing. But it was our communist plot to ultimately take down Christmas and Jesus, of course.
Well, of course. Jesus was the first capitalist. I mean, that's what that story about overturning the moneylenders' tables is about.
Right.
Competition. It was taking out the competition.
Your dad would be so proud of you right now. Well, Judson, our last show was all about Rudy Giuliani. Well, not all of it, half of it.
But a big chunk.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time through research and whatnot, basically re-experiencing what it felt to live life as Rudy Giuliani.
Our condolences.
Thank
again.
you.
So sorry.
Many brain cells were lost. But it turns out there was an epilogue.
Yes. Perhaps.
Well, it may be a final one.
It could be. It could be.
So I thought we'd go over that to start.
Okay.
And then maybe cover those, the hottest thing in politics right now is those Georgia runoffs. So maybe cover those a little bit. We already kind of teased one of tonight's debates.
Yeah, excellent.
So I guess we have to start with what I see in the show notes. Someone called "The Fart Heard Round the World."
Yes, please. Let's do that.
All right. Have you heard this audio?
I watched it, yeah.
I had not heard it until today when I prepped for the show.
It's pretty good.
There's no doubt as to what's happening here.
No doubt. None whatsoever.
Here we go.
The answer that I gave you is they didn't bother to interview a single witness. Just like you, they don't want to know the truth.
I'm sorry. That's not COVID.
Maybe.
I had taken a sip of my drink.
When that little squeaker came out?
Just as the squeaker left his flabby
wrinkled, drooping little old man butt cheeks.
Well, and you said that it's clear from the audio what was going on there, but it's also clear from the video.
Oh, yes, the woman's face.
It's the woman next to him. Was that Jenna Ellis next to him? I don't remember who was next to him.
I don't remember.
Whoever was next to him immediately realized what had happened and regretted everything.
And
that
so
he brought
did
to that
her
point.
olfactory sense. It seemed from the video.
No poker face whatsoever.
It must have been ripe. And there has been follow-up confirmation, as if anyone needs it, that he indeed farted in the courtroom. Wow.
This is the kind of hard-hitting news story that I'm really glad we're able to bring to the people. This is what the world needs right now.
Rudy Giuliani is the gift that keeps on giving.
For now.
He might play an important role in our war on Christmas. If we give the gift of Giuliani, we could bring the holiday down.
Interesting.
But before we go, let's take a little tangent here to talk about what was actually going on in that courtroom other than the fart.
Sure.
Sorry, it wasn't a court case or a courtroom. It was actually a hearing in front of, I think, the Michigan State Legislature. And they brought their star witness.
She's excellent. I can see why they put so much faith in her.
She's a powerhouse. Melissa Carone, is that how you say it? Or is it Carone?
It's Carone. It's just Carone, yeah.
Melissa Carone. This is another one where you kind of need the video to really get the full experience of Cray.
Yeah.
I'm going to listen back with my eyes closed. Yes, I'd seen the video, so I had a point of reference. But so I felt like, no, you can still hear it in her voice. This woman is, what is it, a couple tacos short of a combination plate? Is that what...
Something to that effect.
Is that what the kids say these days?
I don't know what the kids say. Why would I know that?
I don't know.
But
you have kids.
She's not sober. I mean, that's the bottom line.
I don't think she's sober.
I don't know.
Have a listen. You decide for yourselves. You be the judge.
The poll book is completely off. Completely off.
Off by 30,000?
I'd say that poll book is off by over 100,000. That poll book. Why don't you look at the registered voters on there? How many registered voters are on there? Do you even know the answer to that?
No, I guess I'm trying to get to the bottom of this here.
Zero. There's zero.
So, my question then is if the...
Guess how many... Wait. What about the turnout rate? 120%?
What about...
Let's let Representative Johnson ask his question, please.
So anyway, Johnson... Is Melissa Carone.
I mean, she just was, I don't know. I don't know what they thought that was going to accomplish. Giuliani literally leans over in the hearing to hey, why don't you dial it back a little bit, lady? I mean, when Giuliani's trying to pull you back, you've crossed the Rubicon. I mean, there's just...
And she's like, hey, I'm talking here farty McToots a lot, okay? I got this, all right? I got him right where I want him. Well, turns out Melissa Carone has a bit of a past.
No. I never would have thought that the lady day drinking in a government hearing was had some sort of history with the law.
You want to tell us a little bit about, because you dug this up for us.
I didn't dig too deeply into this, but basically she harassed her boyfriend's ex, sent her graphic videos of the two of them having sex,
she sent her boyfriend's ex graphic videos?
Yeah, exactly.
Of them having sex.
Of the two of them having sex, yeah.
What was her goal here?
I believe first...
are you saying allegedly, Judson?
Oh, no, I'm not saying allegedly.
Oh.
I'm saying at first she denied to knowing anything about it. Mm-hmm. She eventually had to admit to it, and she said she just wanted to, quote, push her over the edge, I believe, was the reason she gave.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. Maybe there was a custody hearing or something involved. I don't know. I don't know the reason for why she wanted to push this woman over the edge, if they'd had some sort of interaction. It seemed very, very weird.
Now, have you seen the sex tape?
I definitely have not seen the sex tape. Okay.
Do you know if anyone has? Have you... Have you read a description of the sex tape?
I believe the boyfriend's ex has seen the sex tape. More than one of them, apparently.
Was Miss Carone sober in the sex tape?
I don't know that Miss Carone has ever been sober in her life,
okay.
So...
Okay. She and I have something in common.
That's just for the last 4 years. That doesn't count for you as much. It's she was hired, right, by... didn't she work for Dominion? That was the whole story? The reason she was there as a witness, she was contracted by Dominion Voting Systems to perform IT work.
Right.
That was how she's involved in the hearings in the first place. She had her boyfriend, the man she sent graphic videos of them having sex to his ex-wife. She had her boyfriend try to cover her tracks by getting a new router and internet provider after she had sent these harassing emails for a period of some months, I think.
Oh, so she was trying to lie, commit fraud. I mean...
Well, and I don't know that that's the best way to cover your tracks, by getting a new router and IP after you've already committed the stuff that you're going to get in trouble for. Like, the records are still there. They're going to be able to track you down.
I'm going to miss these guys when they're gone, Judson.
It's what they did, in fact. They tracked her down.
The best, the brightest. I mean, just when you think they couldn't get any worse, they couldn't, if I may, trump themselves in stupidity and...
For lack of a worse term.
Incompetence. They find a way.
They do. I don't know how you can get so many people that are so bad at
it's amazing.
Everything into one small little circle. Unless there are just that many people that are bad at stuff.
Right.
Maybe I'm just too much of an optimist.
You are not an optimist.
Let me assure you, gentle listeners, I am not an optimist.
No. Well, suffice it to say, her testimony went over like a fart at a government hearing.
Yes.
Picking an analogy out of the air there.
Let's not say air.
Sorry. All right, so there's our tangent. Let's get back to Giuliani. There's more to his follow-up than just farting. Judson, yesterday it broke that Rudy Giuliani has COVID.
Dun, dun, dun. Actually, no, there's no surprise there. We're all shocked that it hasn't happened until now, right?
Right.
I mean, he was around so many people, like the debate prep before the first debate with Biden. I don't understand how he didn't get it in the first place.
Right.
But yes, apparently he has it now.
Keep talking. I'm just updating my notes here.
No problem. What do you... now I'm curious.
I just have a list of potential COVID symptoms, and I'm adding uncontrollable flatulence to it. Just so I want to, I'm kind of a hypochondriac. I'm paranoid about getting COVID. I want to just make sure if I have any of these symptoms, that I get checked out. So Rudy Giuliani has COVID.
And he apparently has been admitted or checked in to Georgetown for I don't know. I mean, a normal person who is just diagnosed with COVID doesn't get admitted to the hospital,
right?
Just because they have COVID, they have to actually have some serious symptoms and require medical attention.
Sorry, just keep talking. I add another note.
Okay, what's another note?
Oh, leaking face is another potential symptom of COVID. Facial leaking. Facial leakage? Should I say leakage?
I mean, as long as you remember what it means.
Okay.
Just put a picture in. That'll help.
There you go.
If you look like this.
So Giuliani has been... I feel like he's been around a lot of people without a mask and without being socially distanced over the last several weeks.
Yeah, and then blowing his nose on his handkerchief and then wiping his hands on the side he just blew his nose on. And then his face after that. No, he should have every disease at this point. Not just COVID. I think they probably ought to widen their search.
Yeah.
So we don't know his status right now beyond the fact that he is COVID positive and apparently receiving medical care that the average person probably wouldn't be getting at this point.
Now, does his cousin/wife have it too?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know how that didn't come up. We did a whole... That was the gaping hole in our Rudy Giuliani story last week. We did not talk about him marrying his cousin.
I mean, it's not the worst thing he ever did. I mean, to be serious about it, he's been incredibly irresponsible.
Right.
Not just with, trying to overturn our election and democracy, but with his personal behavior in the time of a pandemic and in a time when he knows he's been around people who've been exposed. He knows he's at risk. He's personally in a high-risk category, multiple high-risk categories probably. He has, I guess what I'm trying to say is probably best summed up by this tweet by Brian Tyler Cohen.
That was the guy from Beverly Hills 90210?
That is it?
No, that's Brian Austin Green.
Brian Austin Green, yeah.
That's the guy who plays Borat.
No, that's Sacha Baron Cohen.
Oh. Okay.
Different one.
Okay. Sorry.
But he said on Twitter, I wonder how many people in how many states Giuliani exposed to COVID while play acting about election fraud for Trump. I wonder how many of those people will pass it along to family and friends. I wonder how many preventable deaths Giuliani himself will be responsible for. And that, to me, is really, I mean, it's not funny. It's the reality that we're living in right now, though. These people, for partisan political reasons, for partisan goals that have no realistic chance of even occurring, are engaging in this disastrous behavior for the country.
I don't know. It's hard to nail him on that when what he's doing to our democracy seems worse than perhaps killing some innocent people.
Oh, for sure. No, I agree. Longer term ramifications and
further, like his boss, if you want to put the blame on killing innocent people with COVID, Trump is just so much more responsible for. I mean, it's a 9/11 a day now, right? Basically,
yeah, it is basically
like about 3,000 people die every day at this point, and we're now a little over a week after Thanksgiving.
It's only going to go up.
It's going to go up. Christmas and New Year's is going to be more of the same. So we'll get into that when we officially launch our war on Christmas. Rudy Giuliani, I mean, he was a train wreck when we covered him last time. I don't even know what to call him now.
A hot mess inside a dumpster fire, inside a train wreck.
Thanks for the assist, Jake. We'll be right back with the latest on the Georgia runoffs.
Hey, FNFers, Judson here. Tino and I are always looking to interact more with our fantastic audience. If you have questions, ideas, complaints, or just need a friend, you can reach out to us at factsandfriends@gmail.com. That's facts, the letter N, friends @gmail. And if you want to make a more intimate connection, I'm on Twitter at @thefaultinmyarse. Again, the fault, the letter N, my arse. And you can find Tino at Uncle Tortilla. We can't wait to hear from you.
So, Judson, let's talk a little bit about the Georgia runoff.
Yes, please.
It has become sort of the center of any sort of political news these days.
Yep.
And there are two races. We've talked about them a bit before. There's Kelly Loeffler, who is kind of like post-stroke Ivanka Barbie.
Oh my God.
Did you ever see the movie The Ring?
Yes.
So like in The Ring, if you watched the videotape that basically condemned you to die in 7 days, whenever you took a photo, it would like your photo would just be distorted.
Right.
That's how Kelly Loeffler looks to me.
Like all the time.
Like a post I watched the video in The Ring photograph of a normal person.
So the debates were tonight, and everyone that was commenting on the Warnock-Loeffler debate was talking about how she basically had like one expression on her face the entire time.
Interesting.
She didn't crack a smile beyond the little, kind of half smirk that she kept frozen on her face the entire time.
Well, I mean, in her defense, wouldn't you be a little nervous if you were going to die in 7 days too?
No, that's a good point.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, let's not talk about the debates just yet.
Yep.
Because while we were off last week, the Republicans, many of whom still think that the election was stolen, the Georgia Republicans in particular are thinking the right response is to not vote in this runoff.
That is a thing that we're hearing.
Do you think it's bullshit? I think it's bullshit. I don't think they really. You know what it reminded me of? And call me out if you think I'm being like batshit crazy because it runs in my family.
Okay.
So, when they started putting this out there, it reminded me of polling during the presidential election. Sort of, it's a red herring, right?
Yeah.
To like make us think that they're not going. They're going to vote. They're not that stupid, right?
You're absolutely right. And some of the people that I follow from the election time, like Dave Wasserman, they were saying basically the same thing, that everyone that they've talked to down there is going to vote. All the diehard Trumpers are not going to sit on the sidelines. They're going to vote. And the other thing they thought that they think is that not only did Trump win the election, but he's going to be like declared the winner, like officially by the courts, they think.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is what, so Fox News isn't even like crazy. Like we watch and make fun of Fox News. Like our whole show, like is a gag. Like,
wait, it's what?
Well, it's nothing. It's very serious. we thought of Facts and Friends just out of the blue.
That's right, yeah.
Our logo is kind of like the Space Force logo and the Star Trek logo. The Space Force logo looks a lot like the United Federation of Planets logo, but it was completely independently created, much like our Facts and Friends logo. It looks a little like Fox News logo.
Coincidence.
But no,
Coincidence. Purely coincidence. Yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
I think we were talking about Fox and Friends being, we make fun of them, but
they're like Fox News isn't right-wing crazy enough. Like now we're moving so far in this wacky far-right direction that they seem almost mainstream. They're not, but they seem that way. Because now I guess OAN and these other like the quote-unquote news sources that haven't declared Biden the winner.
Right.
That's what they're watching. So now I feel like I kind of have to dial into that to understand like where these crazy people are coming from.
Yeah, I think it's the Trump effect. Probably the bad way to phrase it, but Trump will be loyal just as long as you praise him effusively, and he'll be on your side, and he'll be, oh, you're wonderful, they're doing great things over at Fox. And then the moment that they say anything bad, anything at all, even one show, they're dead to him, and he moves on to the next thing. It's the way he treats his wives.
Right.
I mean, it's like that. And so I don't know that without his influence, the right would have done that as quickly as they have. They might have eventually gotten to that point, but yeah, he's, I think, accelerated that process with Fox.
Yeah.
I initially thought when they were going to like launch a Fox competitor,
I still think they're going to.
They might. But I initially thought when that plan was first kind of rumored about, that I was like, oh, there's no way you're going to take down Fox. And now I'm thinking,
I think they could. I think they could.
Yeah.
I think they definitely could.
If Trump weren't bad at everything he does, he'd have a shot.
He's bad at everything he does, but it's a cult and it doesn't matter.
That's true.
People in a cult aren't thinking clearly.
Right. No, you're right. This is the kind of cult, though, I feel like won't survive him.
He owns the libs like no candidate really before him would do, like no mainstream candidate.
Right.
And they love it. They eat it up.
They do. And I just don't think that any of his children can replicate that in the long term.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Okay, so let's talk about the debates.
Yes.
Today we hinted at it, but the both Georgia debates were today. So the Ossoff Purdue * debate happened this evening, and the Warnock Loeffler debate happened. We're just going to touch on them briefly. Here is the first question in the Ossoff Purdue debate.
Purdue declined to participate. John Ossoff, you may now ask the question that you would have asked him and answer that question yourself. You have 90 seconds.
I appreciate that. Well, it's a strange situation to be asking a question of a sitting United States senator who is not here to debate as he asks for the votes of the people to be reelected. Senator Perdue, I suppose, doesn't feel that he can handle himself in debate, or perhaps is concerned that he may incriminate himself in debate. Both of which, in my opinion, are disqualifying for a U.S. senator seeking re-election.
Oh, that man! If folks don't know, I have a bit of a crush on John Ossoff.
I mean, after that 90-second answer, I had a little bit of a crush on John Ossoff too. So
yeah, it's like owning David Perdue gave me an erection.
No, he had it was like a pitch perfect response.
It really was
to the fact that his opponent would not show up to the debate,
and he looked very handsome doing it. If I may say,
I will admit that he did.
Yeah, he's got that hair back under control.
It's been hard to do during the time of COVID.
I don't love his campaign outfit, the denim jeans and the blue shirt.
I kind of like it, but that's all right.
Really?
Yeah.
He doesn't have the butt for it, or the jeans don't fit right.
I haven't noticed that, so that's where we differ, I guess.
So I clicked on I clicked on one Facebook ad because it was on my feed. It was an ad for pants that make guys' butts look good. Okay. And I love butts.
Well, sure.
Guys' butts. And the butt did look really good. So I clicked on the ad not because I wanted to buy the pants. I wanted to see more guys' butts in those pants.
Sure.
And the website, by the way, was a huge disappointment. I don't even remember what it was called. And I wouldn't plug it if I did, because if you want to see nice butts, that site's a complete letdown. But now every ad on my Facebook stream is pants. And most of them don't feature guys' butts. Facebook, your algorithm is broken. God. I want to say, like, we say, don't show me this ad again. I want to type in, because it doesn't show.
Not enough butts.
Nice guy butts.
Yeah, come on.
Jesus, I'm not buying those pants. So anyway, Jon Ossoff debated himself, and I'd say he did a masterful job of debating himself. I wish I had been there. I could have helped.
Master debate him.
I really am a grown man.
Age is just a number.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he has I think he has more of a prayer than Warnock, maybe, even though I think Warnock's probably the better candidate.
Yeah, I would agree.
But we'll see. David Perdue not showing up helps him. It helps Ossoff.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's not a good look. I mean,
it just looked so cowardly.
Yeah, you'll combine that, if they're running ads, and I assume they're running a lot of ads, you combine that lack of appearance by Perdue with the last time they debated, where Ossoff just owned him, stony-faced Perdue, with your word picture.
My word picture.
And that's just those two running back to back. I mean, that would be your entire ad campaign, I feel like, for the runoff.
Right. I agree.
And a lot of chicken jokes.
Yeah. So in the Warnock-Loeffler debate, I don't have audio from it, but basically just a few highlights, lowlights. He did try to. Reverend Warnock tried to get her to answer a very direct question, which is, do you admit that Joe Biden won the election?
Right.
She would not answer that question.
I'm not surprised. Something like 225 out of like 235 Republicans that were asked that question wouldn't answer the question either.
Yeah, I saw Washington Post polled them. Yeah. There was it was in the 20s that
it was 20s ago,
in Congress, like 20 something Republican congressional Congress people would only 20 something of them would admit that Trump lost the election.
Yeah,
that is stunning.
Yeah, well, they're scared of him. They're scared that he'll somehow find a way to stay in power. And what will he do to them if he does?
That's so dangerous. That's
yes, it is
dangerous.
It's the exact reason why he should never have been allowed to be in power in the first place.
Absolutely.
But definitely why he should not continue to be in power.
Again, you guys that didn't vote for Hillary in 2016, you really fucked up.
Yeah,
she
nice
fucked this
work.
Country so
nice
hard. Thanks.
Fucking work.
So just the summary is, every question she got asked, she'd answer like one of three things, or all three. Sometimes she'd mix and match. Radical liberal, defund the police, socialism.
Yeah.
She also refused to call Reverend Warnock Reverend.
Which is just so absurd.
It might be racist. It's certainly disrespectful.
It is. It reminds me of how, was it Scott Brown kept calling Elizabeth Warren Professor Warren?
Yeah.
Like, it's the opposite, like actually using her title, but to draw, is trying to mock or to draw attention to her being an elite.
It's so funny, like being smart and achieving like a lofty goal of becoming a professor is an insult to the
Of course. But this to me is even more ridiculous.
This is worse.
Because you're talking about you're in Georgia, a notoriously red state in most cycles, where there is a strong batch of religious people voting. Right?
Right.
And you're going to disrespect a reverend? That's your play to get elected, is to disrespect a man of faith? I'm an atheist, and I think that's a terrible idea.
That video took a heavy toll on her, Judson. She never should have watched it. Her friends told her they die in 7. I think 6 days now.
Yeah. Wow. Start the clock.
So at Labyrinth Weaver had a nice summary of it. There's two roles in this if you want to play one. Do you want to play Warnock, or you play Warnock? I'll play Kelly Loeffler.
Okay.
Loeffler. It's Loeffler, right?
I think people say Loeffler. I don't know.
I think it's Loeffler, but whatever.
Loeffler it is.
Okay, so you're gonna play Warnock. Do you want a second to put on blackface for this, or
I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass on that.
Okay. In rehearsal, you'd said you wanted to do that, so
it's a good thing you don't have that on audio. Yeah,
we don't rehearse for this. We don't rehearse. we don't rehearse. Okay, so you play Warnock. I'll play Loeffler.
Did Biden win or no?
Radical liberal.
Ma'am, did Biden win?
socialism, Marxism.
What's your name?
Radical liberal. Socialism. Oh, wait, I added a word.
You did.
Defund the police. I went off script, Judson. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, at Labyrinth Weaver.
It's funny because like the one thing she didn't do apparently in this debate was go off script. She had like 3 answers, and she just continued to recycle them.
Yeah, it was an easy part to learn. There's only 3 lines, and you don't even have. It's like a Sam Beckett play. You don't even have to say the lines in order. I once directed a play called Play, and at the end of the play, it says repeat play.
Just repeat. Okay.
So I repeated it, but I took every line from the script and put each line on a postcard, and I randomly mixed them up, and we did the whole play again with the lines in just a completely different order.
Yep.
But the actors hated me. Because you learn your lines from cues, but the cues are different the second time.
Of course.
Theater. Maybe from now on, instead of playing clips, you and I should just act out the clips.
Oh, that'll go over well.
But we'll do voices next time. We didn't do voices. We should have done voices.
No, see, because then you'd have nope.
Let's take it from the top.
I'm not falling into that trap.
Let's do it again. Let's take it from the top. You do your best Warnock impression. Okay?
Nope.
I'm gonna like twist my face around. Or cut it off for. All right.
6 days, Kelly. 6 days.
Yeah, that's all. Get your affairs in order.
6 days. We'll be right back.
The Facts and Friends podcast is brought to you by people like you. More and more, corporate America is taking over the podcast scene. Your support helps stave off a complete takeover. Please take a moment to share the podcast with your friends and followers via social media or word of mouth. And don't forget to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for helping out. It really does mean a lot.
Well, thanks so much for listening. We did pull it off, Judson. It was a shorter show this week.
Yay!
I wonder, though, like the listeners, like, they hear that and like, oh, God, I didn't. It felt really long. It felt longer than your usual.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
We got them to look down at their device. Like, wow, it's only been like 30-something minutes.
It felt like an hour. Yeah. Wow. Huh. Yeah. I guess leave us a review if that's the way you felt.
Wow. You took that ball and you ran with it. Wow. You are good at this. You are a professional podcaster, Judson.
Like and subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff.
So why don't you take it away then?
No, please. I wouldn't presume.
All right. Well, we are still getting this new show off the ground. We're still only 9 episodes in, and we could really use your help in doing so.
Do you remember how many episodes we did of the first show? Like 125 or?
We released 125.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we were on for 3 years.
Yeah, it's a long time. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry.
That's okay. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the show and leave a 5-star. What are you laughing at?
Nothing, sir. Please continue.
You didn't hear that, did you?
We heard it.
Oh, shit. I might have COVID. I'm going to have to go get a test after this.
Check your face. Is it leaking? Is there facial leakage?
I don't have a mirror in here.
Turn your webcam around. Come on.
Anyway, please subscribe to the show and leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We'd be happy to read it on the air if you write something. But most importantly, just tell your friends about the show. Suggest that they also subscribe and download. Another way to help is you can retweet our episode announcements on Twitter or share them on Facts and Friends on Facebook if you follow us on Facebook, which we entreat you to do. And when you are on, at Twitter, we are at Facts and Friends. I'm doing a terrible job of this. I should have just let you do it. It's the flatulence, Judson. It's just flatulence.
It just got you all out of whack. Yeah,
it really does. I had to prepare for this show. I had to listen to about 3 or 4 minutes of different farts to pick the ones that I liked.
a curator of farts, if you will.
Yeah. So there's this one, the one I used in the open. Okay. I felt like a nice generic.
No, it's good. It's good.
I wasn't necessarily like trying to match it to Giuliani's. I wasn't going for like authentic recreation of Giuliani's fart. His was a little
it's an interpretation.
Higher pitched.
An interpretation.
Yeah. And then for this one, I picked this one. Because that's
almost
almost a little cute one.
That's pretty close.
Yeah. That was much closer to Giuliani.
Yeah.
It might have been a little dampness in that one, so I picked that one. But I didn't pick a third fart. So if there's another one, it's just real.
It's one of us. Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like I'm getting off topic here.
A little bit.
Retweet our episode announcements on Twitter at Facts and Friends. You can also follow us individually on Twitter. I am at Uncle Tortilla. Judson, where can they find you?
Appropriately enough, I am at The Fault in My Arse.
Oh, well, that's better than ever.
Yeah.
That makes that is prescient.
Yeah,
is that the right word?
Apparently, yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, that would really help us out. If you could do those things, we would really appreciate it. And thank you in advance if you are going to. And for those of you who already have, thanks again. I think that's it, Judson. I think that's all I have in me.
It's a short show. It's post holidays. We gotta
get that COVID test.
Gotta get the COVID test and prep for that war on Christmas.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Christmas is not going to destroy itself.
I was thinking of doing a song.
Okay.
Like have yourself a COVID little Christmas or something.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, something that sort of reflects on
yourself a COVID little Christmas.
Do you want to do it?
No, I'm just saying that I like it.
Okay, well maybe we did do that once. We did do a Christmas song about Ivanka and Donald Trump.
We
on
did.
An old show.
Wow, we had that. It's probably
Baby,
still on
it's
YouTube.
cold outside. Yeah. It's still on YouTube. It is. I don't know where, but it is still on YouTube somewhere.
The old site probably the old
okay.
YouTube
It's
page
called
probably.
Ivanka. It's cold outside.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play it here, but we'll probably play it during the war on Christmas at some point.
That sounds good.
It's a bumper or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, we will see you all next week for probably a full-length show where we are going to commence the war on Christmas. Be prepared. And until then, have a great week.
Take care.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Make America great.
Ivanka, it's cold outside.
Good night, Dad, it's late.
Ivanka, it's cold outside.
We've talked about
just
this.
one father-daughter
Look
kiss.
at the time.
I'll hold your hands, they're small like
My husband is expecting me soon.
It's fun for dads and daughters to
My
spoon.
father will wait, Dad, that's
no,
you.
honey, this could be you.
Keep in mind that I'm your daughter.
Makes it all hard.
Papa, think you just need to chill.
Do you want to stay in my
Please don't
way?
stare at my
It's fun to be
crotch.
hiding there.
No, I don't want more scotch.
Just let your dad in there.
I really
Took
mean
6 hours
no.
an hour ago.
I've lost respect.
That's fine, I'm already here.
I'm telling you, it's no.
You got to see these tangerine
For
gonads.
God's sake, I'm related to you.
I've masturbated to you.
So frostbite or
Ivanka, don't hold out.
I'd rather die in the cold outside.